while I'm making this video, I'm getting nostalgic because I remember that day very clearly, that when I actually realized that how bad I was at English, did not understand even a single word. Okay, so here's the story that one day we invited few relatives at our house for dinner. I clearly remember I was in grade 5. You can imagine that such kids sometimes they can ask quite silly questions. Or wait, maybe I am the one who could ask such questions. Anyways, but coming to that question, okay, so there was one bhabi, that means my brother's wife. Okay, so she was sitting next to me. I asked her in Hindi, of course, like I told you, I didn't know English. I asked her in Hindi, आपकी क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है? क्वालिफिकेशन भी नहीं पता था, लेट मी टेल यू, क्वालिफिकेशन वर्ड भी नहीं पता था. मैंने क्या पूछा, आप कितना पढ़े लिखे हो? So in reply she said, I am educated. I thought that educated is the name of the degree. Okay? So I did not know what educated word meant. That's how I was bad in English. I am born and brought up in Punjab. So what you can imagine, like if you go back like 25 years back, and can you imagine parents, like Punjabi parents and other people around in that family talking in English? No, not at all. Not a single word of English. And in those times, English was a big deal. If anyone could speak in English, that means that person was super intelligent, highly educated. okay, I'm laughing. Okay, so I didn't have that kind of environment, and I was studying in an English medium school. Why I am putting this in inverted commas? Because it was an English medium school for name only. All teachers and even principal of the school, they would talk in Hindi and sometimes Punjabi also. But good for me because I could understand them really well, so there wasn't any problem. Until one day, my parents decided to put me in a new school which opened in our town. Let me tell you, that school was the talk of the town. Okay, it was very famous. It gained a lot of attention. Why? Because it was an air-conditioned school.
Wow!
Now, 22 years back, air-conditioned schools, no, they were a big deal. Okay, so that school got so much attention from people, so it got my parents' attention too, and my parents put me into that school. And me being a really obedient child, didn't say anything. I was quite okay with the new school. Okay, on day one, I noticed that everyone, all teachers and non-teaching staff, they were talking in English. So they were guiding us and instructing us in English, and I was not getting anything. Everything was going over my head. Kuch palle nahi pad raha tha. Wasn't getting anything. I thought, okay, this is fine. This is just for now. Later on, everybody will talk in Hindi. No big deal. Okay, so we started attending our classes. I noticed that all teachers, except language teachers like Hindi or Punjabi, all teachers would teach us in English language. We were not allowed to speak even a single word of Hindi. Now, how would our teachers bribe us? Well, not bribe, I can't say bribe, but yes, I can say motivate us. Oh, sorry, teachers. Okay, I can say they would motivate us, encourage us to speak in English only. How would they do that? That if anyone, any child would utter any single word of Hindi, points would be deducted from their house. Now, I don't know if you remember that in schools we used to have houses, okay? And I still remember mine was Tagore house. I still remember. So I did not want to lose any points. So what happened? Because of this rule, I never tried talking with my teachers, because I was bad at it. English was like a French to me at that time, any alien language someone introduced in that school. You know, I would stay away from those students also, those who were good at English. But thankfully, we all students were sailing in the same boat. Nobody knew English. And you know, this thing acted as a barrier between me and my studies also. I could not get good grades and marks, so it was a big hurdle. And I remember one day I cried a lot and I complained my mom that why did you change my school? I want to go back to my old school and blah blah blah. So I remember she went to my school, she had a word with my teacher that how my study was affecting because of this language barrier and how I felt about that school. My teacher assured my mother that you need to give 1 year or so and you will see the drastic change in her personality. Well, same thing happened. I can't say in 1 year there was a drastic change, but yes, something really good happened. One day, an incident happened in our school bus. I used to go in that school bus. Since I was present there when that incident happened, so yes, I was in evidence there. I was told to narrate the whole incident to my teacher. Now, I had to speak. So I went to my teacher. I stood there and started speaking in English. And I clearly remember her expressions. Maybe she wanted to laugh at me, not at me, but my English, because clearly I was not very fluent at it. I was not using correct sentence structures. There was no order in my sentences, I'm sure. So it was completely tutti frutti English. You can say it was completely broken English. Okay, but all mattered to me was that incident. I had to tell everything about that incident to that teacher. So I focused only on communication, but not on my English speaking skills. And that teacher listened to me very carefully and very patiently. Okay, so that was the time when the whole foundation was laid of speaking English. Okay, let's talk. Let's see what happened here. How come I started to speak in English? Like you just heard my story, I can say what helped me was listening. I would listen to my teachers, the non-teaching staff, and sometimes my friends who were really good at English. So this listening helped me grasp words, sentences. It's stored in my brain. As a result, one day when it came to speaking, I did that.
Wow.
Yes. So that was the time the main foundation was laid. Okay, but story doesn't stop here. Okay, I tell you, after 3 years in this schooling, my parents put me in another school where my elder brother was studying. Though it was an English medium school, but not all the teachers spoke in English. Only English language teacher and the principal. But then I always found an opportunity. I always found a situation where I could use my English speaking skills. I never hesitated, no matter what. Even the other person would laugh at me, I never bothered. I just wanted to speak. I wanted to be in touch with this language. That's what I did. Just create your own environment and watch my videos on my channel, which are based on English language only. Thank you for watching. Ta-da!